29.
28.
27.
26. 25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
Something was blocking the sensor. We finally got it. I honestly don't know what's blocking this. I think the sensor was out of position, but it would not close. Guys, it's Friday and it's cold. So what did everyone do this week? Did everybody have a good week? I had a long week. I think it's partially because wife and kid. It's just sore. It's just sore from moving a set of shelves. The set of shelves in question are those ones right there. So Tammy's here. What's up, Tammy? Now, I don't know if I'll be able to see them here, but I do know paying members now have access to some emojis that I made, but I don't know if I can see them here because I can't see like on the live or not on the live feed, but on the premiere today, I saw that Aiden hit his 7th month. It's currently 52 degrees outside, but it's supposed to get down to 40 something. I'm not gonna lie to you guys right now. I don't know how this is going to work out. I have almost no signal in the garage. I don't know what happened all of a sudden. I had good, clean signal. I'm trying to play with it right now. I already premiered this. Or I've not premiered this. Prioritize this device, but I don't know what's going. Yeah, I can't see it. I can see it says Brocky Boy. I bet everybody else can see it, but I cannot. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. It's the shelves. No, the shelves were already out here. They were just in a different place. So I carried for most of the day the Finch Knives Holiday. What you guys carry today? There's only 6 people here. And like I said, guys, I don't think I'm going to do a full 2 hours. I don't know. We'll see. I am tired and I have other things that I want to do. I was actually not going to do a live feed. We were supposed to do some stuff with some friends. So can you guys see his broccoli boy? Wow, 6 people. It sounds a lot like everyone that watched the video that went up today. I swear to God, YouTube is not sending out notifications. That's the only thing. Everybody's like, oh no, it's not that. People are like, you shouldn't blame YouTube, other channels. I'm like, I don't give a shit about other channels. Dragon, Rask, and Cold Steel 8015. I like the original 8020. I wasn't a fan of the 8015. Tammy, you need to send me that Rask. I haven't got to see any of the new Rasks. Don't worry, I won't fall in love with it because I have my Norseman. So what is this? But yeah, I carried this all day. I think this is going to get a pretty good review. I like this knife. I like this little bolster lock. This is pretty well done. I haven't looked at prices or anything like that. I have a Spyderco smock over here that I'm supposed to sharpen. Yeah, see, what I see is this. Brocky boy, Brocky boy, Brocky boy, Brocky boy, Brocky boy. No one's thrown out a Sharpie yet. Laura Gillespie. What is this? I like my 20 better than the 15 too. The Rask, completely different animal from the Norseman. Bear paws. Oh no, I've had a Norseman in. I had a Norseman in for sharpening. As you guys can see, these guys are using their new emojis, and I can't see them. The button lock Elementum, everybody's like, oh, that button lock thing's not a fatal flaw. You're crazy. And I'm like, okay, when I say a knife has a fatal flaw, it doesn't mean that it's like you shouldn't buy it or it's a complete piece of trash. It means it is a knife I absolutely would not purchase. And so like people going in and like, why don't let's talk about fatal flaw? I'm like, I think people forget that all of the things I say on my channel are based on my opinion. And I don't like that button lock Elementum. If it was just a flip, like a button lock flipper, I would not have a problem with it. But the button lock only, like having to, like only being stuck with just basically like swinging it up. And people are like, well, you know, it's just like, that's just like the axis lock. I'm like, no, I can thumb flip the axis lock. I can't do that with that button lock Elementum. Nice Plus has a tie and 390 QSP Penguin. I think here's the thing. I've gotten to see some of the titanium handled QSP Penguins. I don't like those either. I like the one I have. They're heavier, they're bulkier, they're more expensive. Oh, the EXO is just for fun, Sinister. What's going on, Duke? DeMetal should be getting a nimble. I like the nimble. I don't know if you guys watched my video. Not very many people did. It's like today's video. Guys, if you're not, okay, I want to get this out of the way. If you're subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the bell icon because YouTube, hit the bell icon and hit all. And if you're not getting a notification, just know, have faith that with some very, very few exceptions, there will be a video that goes up every day at 4 p.m. And why does it say there's only one person here? I know there's more than one person here. Long freaking day. It's been, you know what? I don't want to say it's too loud because my wife's in the kitchen. I missed my wife and family, my wife and daughter to death. I missed my family the whole time they're gone. But they've been gone for 2 months and I had free reign to do what I wanted. I could film when I wanted. I could do what I wanted when I wanted. I could cook my supper when I wanted. I went out to the kitchen to cook my supper and my wife was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm getting my supper ready. She's like, get out of the way. I'm doing this. She's like, you can't be in the kitchen. We can't both be in the kitchen. I was like, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that isn't going to fucking work because I've been making my own stuff. But at any rate, like I said, no, I did the same thing to me on YouTube. Yes, they're driving me nuts. Like, I'll come out. And the thing is, like, I'm trying to be quiet because I don't want them to hear me because my wife's right on the other side of the garage door. But my wife will open the door and creak it open, and that drives me nuts. Just open the door and come out. Just open the door and come out. You don't have to, like, you're not breaching a door and just trying to peek around and slice the pie. If you're coming out, just come out. Just do it quietly while I'm videotaping. If I'm filming, just stay the fuck out. So, like 2 days ago, I wanted to film. And so I got up early and my wife's out here doing laundry and all kinds of shit. And then I got ready to fucking film. And she's like, oh, I'm getting ready to leave. And I'm like, and she's like, oh, don't forget. She's like, don't forget, you got to take Isabel here at 1 or like noon or something. And I was like, so what you're telling me is I have like an hour to film. And then I have to take my daughter. And then I'm going to have to come home and try and edit. This is why well, that's how you enter a room. You slice the pie, get all your corners, slice that pie, take little pieces of that room, slice it up like a pie. You know what I'm talking about, dude. As my antibiotics got my stomach jacked up. But no, it has not been a real eventful week. There has not been any videos that did real well. I've been frustrated all week. Everybody was talking about it in the live feed, in the comment section. Like, oh, you. Like I said, like they're, oh, you shouldn't blame YouTube. And I'm like, I haven't changed anything. And you guys haven't changed your watching preferences. So the only thing that tells me is that YouTube is either not sending out notifications or people just don't want to watch stuff anymore. Either way, I don't care. Like if it's going to get to a point where I can't I'll just stop doing it. But I do have all of my stuff right now on Rumble. Let me show you. Let me pull this up. We'll pull up a Rumble for you here. Rumble.com. Why does it bring up everything else except rumble.com? Sign in. Sign in. What? All right, it's not letting me sign in. I don't know what. I was going to show you guys. See, no notifications. I don't know what's going on. Check your notification status. See what you got. And then my buddy Tino was like, I was trying to make comments. He's like, I can't make a comment on your video. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Why you wouldn't be able to make comments? Because he wanted to do a corrections comment. He told me on it. So today's video, the one we watched, that was the 5 fast Ferrum Forge legendary lefties, because they would make completely left-handed knives back in the day. He said he couldn't make any comments on it. So here is he says the errors are: 1, the Stinger XL was not a knife I bought and had Elliot modify. It was the first knife ever. He commissioned that knife from Elliot. So that's what he wanted. Hey, what's up, Steve? So it was second lefty I owned at the time. Okay, the spinner was not secondary by either. It was the second knife I commissioned. So Elliot, he bought a left-handed spinner and had Elliot do that. So the Timascus clip is original and only clip. I had him make it Tonto because I knew it would piss you off. If you didn't hate Tantos so fiercely back then, I probably would have been a regular. So there's that. And then the last one is the only Maker's Choice lefty that is from a run is the Yellow Brick Road. So basically Tino commissioned some knives from Elliot that were Maker's Choice. They weren't necessarily 100. They weren't necessarily 100% Maker's Choice. Tino had some input. Those were commissioned. Tino's lefty collection is legend. Wait for it. Derry. Got it. I have more. I have more of his knives. Like I have his whole roll. If you're paying member, you saw that I have his whole roll. You got notified you were doing a live a few minutes ago. Okay, well, some notifications are going out. It's frustrating on the videos because like we had videos that were getting a lot of views in the first like 12. I have a couple videos that like still are sitting there with like 60, 70 views. And I'm like, I don't know what changed. And that's when it gets frustrating. Especially like people are like, oh, calm down, man. Take it easy. It's not that big a deal. And I'm like, you're not the one that lives off of YouTube money. That's why it's frustrating. That's 100% why it's. Mr. Gables. Shane Gables is here. Sugar Shane. Sugar Shane. What's happening in your world, Hillbilly? Legendary. Oh, you're not late. You're not late. You're not late. I don't even know how clear the I honestly don't even know how clear. Guys, I honestly thought about keeping this off, but I just didn't have anything else to do tonight. YouTube, what is this? Is that Shane's channel? Is that Sugar Shane's channel you just put up there, Aiden? Aiden is one of my moderators. He's also my unofficial welcoming committee for every video we do a live feed in. He does it in the premieres too. Ooh, 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 ooh. Happy Friday, guys. You're about to do the difference between sharp and crazy sharp. That knife is not going to be the best optimal thing because it's super thick. I should probably send you one of my knives that I've got. If you know what I should send you is my Ferrum Forge Stinger. The one that Elliot gave me the prototype for the production ones. That thing's terrifying. So yeah, that knife is sharp. Don't get me wrong. It's sharp. It's just not going to slice anywhere near as well as some of the other things. Guys, I'm freezing. It's literally like 60 degrees out here in the garage. So, but I appreciate it. If you want to show that knife in video. I worked pretty hard because I didn't take a shower. I didn't even take a shower before this. I was going to, and I ran out of time. I ate my supper. I had grilled chicken that one of Yuka's coworkers made, and it was delicious. She was like, "Hey, there's chicken," and I was like, "Don't even put it in the refrigerator." She's like, "Oh, so you can warm it up?" I was like, "Warm up chicken? Chicken, if it's seasoned really good, fried or grilled or broiled, cold chicken is delicious." Like I will buy fried chicken and get it early so that I can let it get cold, because I would much rather eat cold chicken than warm chicken. I don't know if I'm the only one. Nothing in my opinion is as good as cold chicken if it's been seasoned well. Like not Kentucky Fried Chicken, like Popeye's chicken. Ooh, Popeye's chicken the next day, so good. What was that, Aiden? Here's the thing. If I want you to think about how expensive the plain ones were that were not big. SM100 is expensive. Summit doesn't make anymore. You can't get SM100. No, I don't like chicken Alfredo cold. That's not fried chicken. I said I like fried chicken, grilled chicken cold. Not a fan of chicken Alfredo cold. It's not my favorite. Okay, am I crazy here? Cold chicken, yes. Cold chicken with more salt, yes. Cold chicken with sour cream. Ambrosia, I've never had cold chicken with sour cream. I might have to try that. Guys, I can't get over how cool this little knife is. The video will go up on Monday, and I'm not sure I like that microphone. The video that went up today, the audio was pretty shitty. Some of it's my fault because I hadn't dialed in the settings yet. An XL Stinger, the one that's here is in 20 CV. The ones that were in the video today, all USA made, all in-house. At any rate, this little Finch video goes up on Monday. So I got to try and play with the settings on that microphone. So just be patient with me till I get it figured out. Hopefully, I think that today's video that went up, I had to crank the volume down to 19 out of 100 because I could not get the audio the way I wanted. And what it was, I had the microphone volume turned way up, and I'm hoping that I can keep from doing that. I didn't charge it today, so I didn't film anything today. So I didn't charge it, so I'm not using it right now. You love your holiday. I dig this. This is kind of like a little traditional nail nick folder that would have come in like a cardboard tube, but done as a flipper with a nice pocket clip. And the pocket clips on it. Pocket clip on it is good. I think Elliot has talked about making a production Stinger XL. I got the regular size Stinger. Is yours one of the original SM100 ones, Aiden? I have one of the production ones. Buddy of mine at Ohio sells a whole line of Finch stuff. They have a good lineup. Sorry, that's the other reason we might only do this for an hour. Not just because there's only 16 people here. Like I'll do a live feed with 5 people if I'm in a good mood. I'm tired. I really am tired. I did not sleep good last night. My back hurt from moving those shelves, and my stomach has been bothering me from the antibiotics. And I was like, it was a combination too. I was like, oh, it's a perfect storm. I woke up at like 3 and just watched TV on my phone. Send it to me for a video. Oh, I've already done SM100 stingers. Tino's got one, or no, Nico's got one that I did as a video. But they don't make SM100 anymore. Summit Metals made it, and then no one really used it. There's a few people that have made knives in it. I don't think anyone's made as many knives in it as Elliot has. Because I think he did 100 or 50 of those. I can't remember, but he's done a bunch of them. And there's not a lot of people that can get it to where it'll flip. And sometimes it doesn't. What's Sinister say? Let's see here. Send it to Neves. He doesn't need any more goddamn content. He's got enough. Trust me. Jared's been helping me out, but that doesn't mean I have to like the fact that that dude gets like 3,000 views in the first like 20 minutes of a video. Name the movie. What? Yeah, he had my Maker's Choice. Yeah, he had my Maker's Choice in SM100 out there not long ago and sharpened it for me. Still sharp. Oh, yeah, I did sharpen yours. Send it to Pete. I don't know if I would want to go sending flipper knives to Australia. I don't know how they are about that. I know that I've sent knives to like Europe, and there's a huge issue with trying to send those knives. His name is Arnold, and it's not a tumor. You think parakeet is feminine? Love that movie. Red Heat. Jim Belushi and Red Heat with Jim Belushi and Arnold Schwarzenegger. A bunch of people in it. Lawrence Fishburne. The dude that played the dad on Everyone Loves Raymond. Yeah, there's a Stinger XL in existence. Matter of fact, it was in the. I can see that you didn't watch the video today because it's still on my workbench from having filmed it yesterday. Hang on. Guys, my allergies are killing me. So this is the original Stinger size. That's the original Stinger. This is the production version, but it's still an original Stinger. This is a Stinger XL. As you can see, it's significantly larger, but it's the same knife. You can tell. Same knife. So that's Stinger XL. What is that tumor conjoined twin from a movie? I don't know. Most of the ones that have been sent back now do. Most of the guys I know have had him add them. That's why this knife has the choil. Because Nico's has one now. Jesse's has one. Basically everybody I'm friends with had him add a choil to theirs. Danny DeVito, twins was Danny DeVito, and they weren't conjoined twins. They were just twins that were separated, but one was like all the good stuff turned into Arnold and all the crap turned into Danny DeVito. Just incredible. I heard they're doing a mini Stinger. Any idea will that be available? I don't know. I haven't talked to Elliot. The last time I talked to Elliot, you guys were there. Last time I talked to Elliot was on the live feed. I saw him at I saw him at Blade Show West, but I haven't gotten to talk or hang out with Elliot since the last time I really got to spend any time with Elliot was the day that he helped me move into this place. And that was it. I haven't talked to him since. Like I don't know, he's been really busy, but I'm not happy about it. Like I haven't got to hang out or spend any time with Elliot since the day we moved into this house. So coming up on a year. So I'm the last person you should ask about anything, because even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you, Justin. I'm basically in a non-disclosure agreement with them. So even if it was happening, you would be better off to ask Elliot than ask me, because even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you. I've put that up. No, I've texted him a bunch of times and stuff. When he wants to talk to me, he'll talk to me. I'm not going to push him. What am I going to do? I don't even know where the new shop is. So I'm not happy about it. It's not high up on my cool things list. Walt is here. What's going on, Walt? I don't know. If I had a small contact wheel, I'd do it for you here, but I don't. I always use theirs. No, Civivi Odium is not. That's the Odium. The Civivi Odium is basically. Hang on, let me grab my. I do not know where I put my keyboard. Hang on. Let me grab my keyboard so that we can. There it is. I see it. I found it, guys. It's back here. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's more like it's definitely more like a wee malice. Let's see here. Search. So yeah, there's all of my videos. You guys can't see it yet. I don't know what I'm doing here. Like how I just kind of popped in. Could you guys see did the backdrop move at all when I was trying to stick my head through? No. The blade is broader. I've handled both. The malice is like an archbishop that is fat. Like it grew a bunch of fatness. The mini archbishop is like the mini archbishop. There's a mini archbishop, there's an archbishop, there's a malice, and there's an odium. I think you're getting them mixed up. They're real similar. Don't get me wrong. The malice is like the archbishop went to college and put on its freshman 20, put on 20 pounds that freshman year. That's what it was. I just said they're real similar, but the odium is definitely a broader blade, thicker or wider handle. The archbishop is thinner. I don't have a malice anymore. Hang on a second. I can. I was going to show you this. Share. Oh wow! Share an extra camera. Well, that's something I could do now. Share a screen. Chrome tab. Search results. Share. So as you guys can see, pretty much most of my videos are up here, and at least a few of them have gotten views. Which is more than I can say for a lot of the stuff. Yeah, so basically all of my videos are also duplicated on Rumble. So let's do this. So this, no, that's the mini. This is the, why is it when you click images, it gives you videos? I don't understand why it does that. Okay, here's a Maker's Choice Archbishop. So this is a Maker's Choice Archbishop. This one right here. I don't know what it's doing, but it's definitely not doing what I want it to. I don't know what's going on. At any rate, so they are very similar, but they are definitely different. The Malice and the Odium, if you set them next to each other, the Malice is going to be thicker and wider. It's going to have a wider handle, wider blade, broader blade than the Archbishop. And so that Malice and the Archbishop, and then the mini, Jesus Christ, the Odium and the mini Archbishop, same thing. They're going to be smaller. I'm not interested in any more button locks. I don't. Yeah, that is your Maker's Choice Archie. Sister, all good. 31 degrees Celsius at lunchtime. Wow. So that's, what is 31 degrees in Fahrenheit?
It's 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
Let's say it was about 90 degrees then. Singapore is so close to the equator. Like you would go, it'd be December, it'd be cold, and you're like, hey, great. You know, it didn't get real cold in Sasebo because, you know, it was tropical. But you get down to Singapore, you'd go from like 50s, 40s and 50s, and you get down there and it's like 90 degrees. You're like, good God, it's horrible. I'd rather be 87 than 60. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Why is that? Fair and Forge, did you? Hey, Tammy, did you buy this from someone, or did you post this on Blade forums? Did you buy that? I have not dealt with anything in MagnaCut yet. But hopefully that's going to change because there's a lot of makers. Well, not a lot of makers. There's a lot of knives are being made in MagnaCut, and there's a couple of makers that have my cards, and they're making stuff in MagnaCut. Guys, did anyone get that mini, is it the mini Typhoon? The Nadu mini Typhoon that came out? Anybody get one of those? Who here got, because I know at least one of the 24 of you got your knife from Brian Nadeau. And I'm just curious if you saw the very interesting attached item that was in the box with it. Because I sent 500 business cards to Brian Nadeau at his request. He's like, hey, you should just send me some business cards. I'll put them in the box. And Alex Steingraber also requested a couple hundred business cards. So a lot of people are going to get my business cards. I don't want you to think I sharpened any of those before they left. Yeah, Josh, did you get one? There was an attach. There was a distinct addition to the packaging. I'm not. I like Alex, and I'm pretty sure that knife is going to be super, super comfortable. I know it is. I can look at it and go, that thing's just going to melt in your hand, and I know it's going to cut well. It's just not real pretty. I just don't think that Alex's new folding knife is real pretty. Don't get me wrong. I will take an ugly knife that does real well. I'll take a nondescript plain Jane knife that works really well and cuts really well. I talked about that in the video that hey guys, I did a exclusive content for paying members if you hadn't seen it. I think I'm kind of torn on how I do my content right now, because I don't necessarily like all the I don't like so many of the production knives. It's not that I don't like them. They're all good, and I try to give them a fair shot. But they're all so plain. Every once in a while you get one like that EMP Nimble that really, really, really sets itself apart. But in general, it's just meh. And I'm not real passionate about it, but I haven't gotten anything really cool second, that I haven't already filmed. Like, I see the same stuff over and over again. So it is cool. I'm glad I get to do like the budget knife kind of stuff. Like I love this knife. $49. This is a great, great knife. I carry it all the time. As a matter of fact, just came out of my pocket. But I would much rather have something like a full custom. Saw it in an unboxing. I didn't look at it because Mini turns out it was a 3.5-inch blade. Well, the Typhoon was a significantly large knife. So who did the unboxing, Josh? I'm just curious. Who did the unboxing? Brian. I've sharpened a couple of Brian's. I've sharpened a couple of knives that Brian got back for service. And he goes, "What the fuck do you do to these things?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "I'm never scared of my knives when I send them out." He said, "But I get one, it comes in and your business card's in the case." He's like, "I'm scared of the thing." He's like, "What the fuck do you do to my knives when they come in, when you get them?" Especially like some of his old S35 VN. He ran a really good heat treat on it. And they came out great. I don't remember who he was having them. He was sending them out for heat treat too. But they sharpened up pretty scary. I had not seen his video yet. I sharpened a knife for Elliot as a gift one time, and he was like, "Good God, now I can't even use it." He's like, "Thanks, Mike. Now I'm scared of my knife." He's like, "That's my favorite fucking knife." I was like, "Yeah, that's why I sharpened it for your birthday." He goes, "I appreciate it, but good God, I got to cut like fucking." He was like, I got to cut like 100 yards of cardboard to get it to where it's safe for me to use it without cutting myself. He's like, "I don't like being scared of my knives." This one's scary. I'm not gonna lie. This one is scary. It is. So I sharpened this. This is 10,000 grit. So I've done 8, 10, 12, 5, 1,000 grit on this. I'm trying to get a piece of newspaper so I can show you. Newspaper's not the best metric for like how terrifying sharp something is, because it is really flimsy and soft. So I took this back to 10,000. I want to see what it felt like at 10,000. I got news for you. It's not safe. That's not. Like, I'm cutting curves in. That's that DC53 steel, and I'm impressed with it. So I've just been playing with it, trying to see what it do. I've sharpened on diamond. I've sharpened on aluminum oxide. I've sharpened it on water stones. I sharpened it on my actual Japanese water stones, the expensive ones. That one was Like I didn't like that. I'm like, that is scary. So is that what you want? Is that what you want, Aiden? It's a really, really good knife. Really good steel. I'm looking forward to seeing some more makers do stuff in it. I'd like to see some people push the heat treat, see what they can get out of it, but I don't know if you need to. The whatever they heat treated this at. This is the Migron Knives Bologna. That is a big knife too. That is 9 inches. That is a 9-inch overall folder. And it is really nimble and light and handles really well. So anytime, Aiden, I don't have my bell. I still don't know where the bell is. I don't know where it got moved around to. I don't know where it's at. It's here somewhere. I think it got put on a shelf somewhere. That is some serious just push cut. That's some nasty push cut. Hey, what's up, bud? How you been? How's New York? How's the weather? A bell for the beer. Polly sent an ops team to turn the bell into slag. How's everything in New York, bud? Did you guys see that everyday city carry is trying to figure out a way to get out of the Bronx? Fuck New York City. New York City's a shithole. My bad. I'm sorry. Seth Balderson, new paying member. Well, thank you, sir. I don't know why I see these ones, but I don't see the ones that say how long you guys have been a member. You now have access to some emojis down below. You have Brocky Boy and Sharpie. Somebody's showing what they look like. Aiden, go ahead and throw up a Brocky Boy Sharpie, Brocky Boy Sharpie. Do you want to build a snowman? Nope, never again. I don't even like the sound of that. That doesn't even sound like fun. The wife and I built it. Yeah, there you go. Those are the only two I have. I think I can have 4 total. I'm going to try and pick out a couple more things and send them to Cole. I know people want a shop cat, but the cat does not like having its picture taken. I don't know whether it can. The new camera, okay, so the new phone actually uses, as opposed to, maybe let's see if the sensor on this will pick it up. No, there's actually a LiDAR in this that it uses for the ranging for this, and it also uses for measurements and other stuff. But this has LiDAR that it sends out, and that's how it judges the distance for autofocus. And when I'm filming, it's really fast. Like it clicks in and out, in and out. No. Well, I appreciate it, Seth. If we get to 100, I'm going to do a big giveaway that includes everyone. What was I saying? So when I try to take a picture of the cat, I think that autofocus thing, like the cat will turn away every time I get ready to take a picture. Like I'll get the camera up, and the second I hit the button to take the shutter button, moves his head. Oh no. I forget what I was watching, and I sent it to Polly, and I was like, I bet that's Havoc. That has to be Havoc. Oh, I remember what it was. It was a TikTok. It's TikTok, and I was like, this has to be Havoc. Let me see. Yeah. So you guys ready?
So I want to teach you guys something. A lot of people come to my page because I talk about the military and I talk about being in combat, and they leave hurtful comments like war criminal. A war criminal is somebody who's tried and convicted of a crime. I've never even been caught, so
I was like, that's got to be Havoc. I was like, that has to be Havoc. He was like, he hasn't responded back. So I don't know whether he's even seen it yet. So, well, at any rate, welcome to the memberships. I'm trying to get some stickers. I'm trying to get some stickers done. I'm going to get them to Cole, get with Cole and do some stickers. So I don't know. Yeah, definitely. Right. Guys, if I have to run, please forgive me, because those antibiotics have screwed my guts up. I've got like 4 days left taking those antibiotics. And like last night it got bad. I was like, God, my stomach's screwed up. I thought it was something I ate. And then I was laying on a couch, and where my stomach hurt, I was like, I think, because it was like the same thing my wife was talking about, like having appendicitis when she had her appendix out here a year or so ago. And I was like, this sucks. I'm not digging this. And I was laying on a couch, and I was like, I don't feel good. And I was like, shit. And then I could feel my guts start rolling and shit. I was like, oh, I don't have appendicitis. My guts are just all screwed up from the antibiotics. God damn, my gums hurt. Why do your gums hurt? Hey, you just wanted to see that on the screen, didn't you? You got your wish. I mean, you paid for it. Don't remind me of my grandpa. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Is I think that that my guts have gotten to a point where I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, you're gonna have the shits for the next week or two. Zach Stuff, what's up, Zach? Zach won the giveaway on Wednesday. I think actually I am gonna have to change the way I do that. I think I'm just going to do the drawing as a I'm going to do the drawing just as a video that I post up to the members only. And then I'll reach out to whoever won. So it's not, that way I'm not doing the giveaways on the thing. Satan's toe? Never. It's not happening. Not happening. I've seen those videos. I'm not doing it. Debase. It doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. I think that if I eat a chip, it's going to make it worse. Ooh. Wife's slamming things around behind. In that area that when I stuck my head through, that's where she's at right now. Back behind my penthouse loft that we currently are in. What is this? But yeah, like I was saying, I'm jumping around tonight because I'm scatterbrained because I've been busy and shit, and I don't feel good. What I was saying earlier is I like doing content every day, but do I work for Artisan? I absolutely do not work for Artisan. I designed a knife for Artisan, but I don't work for them. So I like doing the budget knives and the production knives, but a lot of times I kind of get burned out on those. That's why you've had 2 Ferrum Forge, like fancy knives videos, like stuff like this, hand carved, like $1,000 knives in the last 2 days. And that's because I kind of got burned out on all the budget knife stuff because they're good and all that, but it's, I get it. Everybody likes seeing it, but I'm not as passionate about those as I am like the much more higher end knives. I have a bunch of budget knives, but you know, for me, what breed? Oh, I'm drinking that premium beer that my wife smuggled back from Japan in her suitcases. Havoc, all right, you take it easy, man. That I had a wisdom tooth pulled, or I had a tooth pulled here last year. I don't. Okay, because I am in a non-disclosure agreement, I can't talk about it. I don't work for him, but I'm in a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't talk about that till it actually comes to fruition. None of the designers, the guys that are doing it, we're all in a non-disclosure. So, I will try to get Russell to come back on for a podcast one of these Fridays, and if you want, that would be something that you could ask Russell from Artisan Cutlery when he comes on. So. I just can't talk about anything that Artisan has going. I mean, because I know, even though like I don't work for Artisan, I know intimate details about stuff that goes on, and I can't speak to it. Same thing. Like if you were to ask me what goes on with Fair and Forge or what their plans are and stuff like that, even though I haven't talked to them in a long time, I still know enough about what goes on and the way their business works and their financials and stuff. I'm not allowed. I'm in a non-disclosure. So, but like I said, I will get Russell to come on the live feed sometime here in the future, and I'll announce it, and that way you can ask that question. I think it's a cool idea to have an American-made brand. I know the guys that are going to be doing it, so they're going to be quality knives because I know who else. I mean, I've seen their work. So. Trying to look here, guys. My allergies are killing me. Trying to look here. Yeah, guys, if you didn't watch today's video, because I have 6,000 subscribers on almost. Okay, let me correct you on something. Artisan is not a Chinese company. Artisan is an American company owned and operated, owned in Chino Hills, California. The owner lives here. It's an American company. It's listed as an American company. They just have a production house in China that makes all of their stuff. So they're already an American company. They just have offshore production, like a lot of companies. So people are like, oh, Artisan and Chinese crap. Artisan is no different than Chavez American or Chavez knives right now. Any of the stuff from Fair and Forge, Jim Skelton stuff. Those are all made by Chinese companies. Artisan is an American company. CJRB, the other side of the house, and they share some makers and stuff like that because that is a Chinese company, but the owner of Artisan is partners with CJRB. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, Nate, D-Base, Artisan is not a Chinese company. It's American. It's an American-owned company. All their stuff's made in the same production house as CGRB. So they partnered up, and so their stuff is marketed really closely together because they come out of the same facility. Which is why I'll say if you like an Artisan knife, you're gonna like a CGRB too, because the quality is gonna be the same because they're coming off the same line. But CGRB is a Chinese company, and Artisan is an American company that just uses those facilities. If that makes sense. So it only makes sense for an American company to want to move production back. Yes. That's 100%. He's been an American citizen for a long time. His daughter actually is, she was going to college up north. It's not that unusual to have an American-owned company have their stuff made. I mean, Cold Steel had all their stuff made in Taiwan and Japan. Spyderco has a lot of their stuff made in Taiwan. They're American companies. Kershaw and ZT are actually Japanese companies because they're owned by Kai America, but Kai America is just the American branch of Kai of Japan. And so Is it an American company? Yeah, not really. And Kershaw, I remember when Kershaw used to be American-made stuff, but Kershaw has went back to doing a lot of overseas stuff. But I was never a big fan of Kershaw. I thought they were pretty cheap anyway. The pairing with CJRB, well, their marketing, it's easier to do the market because they just share marketing because their stuff's coming out of the same place. And so it's just easier to do it that way. They use the same clearinghouse for shipping their stuff. I mean, it's just simple. So if you're ordering a CJRB or an Artisan, even though Artisan side is American owned, the knives are going to whatever warehouse that they're stored at for shipping, Texas or whatever. And then they get shipped out individually. So like there's like Dylan has made Artisan knife. Dylan has designed for Artisan and CGRB. There's a handful of guys like that. So got a sea snake. Everyone should have a sea snake. You can't go wrong with it. It's just so simple and easy to carry. Logan 2070. Got the EGA going on there. Let's see here. I think if I remember correctly, that David, the owner of Artisan, and the owner of CGRB have been friends, like lifelong friends, and they just kind of work together. So they they share production, they share marketing, and they share some employees, like at the like not share employees, but like at the, what am I trying to say here? So like at the production facility, it's not like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. People wouldn't buy it. People aren't going to buy that knife at the price it would cost for that. American made in M390. They're not going to buy it. It'd be more expensive than those. What the hell is that sound? Well, we and Civivi are basically the same company. We, Civivi, and Sencut. I mean, they're all the same company. It's all owned by We Knives. And so, yeah, I can see why you're saying it's a little bit different. Be $1,000. No, it wouldn't be $1,000, but it'd definitely be over what most people want to pay for a little fixed blade like that. It's not that kind of knife. It was designed to be that price. I got up to get something because we were talking. There it is. This is what I got up to get. This is good folder for under $60. CGRB RIA, the Megaron knives. Woo! I just dropped the knife, almost landed on my foot. If I make a knife in my garage, it's gonna be $500-$600. Last time I made a sea snake, it's like $500-$600 because by the time I get done with all the steps and I have to go to heat treat and I have to do all the stuff, and I purchased it. No. I know what my time's worth. And if I made them in my garage, they would be probably $600. There's a good knife for under 100 or under 60. This one's 49 if you can get one. This one's 49. QSP Penguin, Feldspar, Megaron Valona, or Iraqi. I haven't got to see the Iraqi yet. What's your Japanese centipede knife? Oh. So I have a knife design that I call the Mukade, and it's a dagger. No one's gotten to see it yet except a few friends. I'm trying to get it marketed. I'm going to talk to another American company that has their stuff made overseas, and it's probably going to be, if I talk to him here in the next few days, I'll see what he says. I have a full render ready to go. It is called the Mukade, and it's a dagger. I'll show you a Mukade. Who the fuck is vacuuming their car at 8:30 at night in the dark? Our neighbors are fucking crackheads, Yuka. It's over there where the orange car is. This why is it okay? Why when you look up, guys, why when you look up images, is every image I want to look at a fucking link to a website that I'm like, that's not what I wanted. I hit images. I didn't say websites. I'm trying to, oh, you son of a biscuit. I'm trying to bring up a picture. There we go. This is what we used to get them in the house. You can remember when we used to get the centipedes in the house? They're horrible. Terrifying. They're terrifying. Look at that. Look at that. That's just nasty, mean, angry, venomous nastiness. Sweet. Looking at daggers, been looking at Ultratech. So my dagger is going to be a little bit different. It's going to have, so it's a full dagger blade, but it's got a definite leading hand. So it's got a hand. It's based on the Stonefish tactical knife that I did. So it's basically the same handle. So you're going to have a definite handle that has directional, but it's got a definite dagger blade. Oh, Sinister's going to make a knife. I don't recommend doing it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't. Bill Paget, love the EMP nimble you showed it the other day. Let me see. Mike, love the EMP nimble you showed the other day. Really don't buy knives anymore, but I should be picking one of those up. It's a very good knife. How long is the blade on the dagger? It's about that long. Like that. About that long. Yeah. About that long. I'll show you the knife it's based on, and the blade length is real similar. That way you guys have a mental image. So I figure out where I put it. That's not it. I'm coming back, guys. I am here. I'm just trying to dig through this box of sharp objects, not lay my hands on it. You should dig that out. I haven't carried this in a while. I don't want to carry for a couple days. I can't. So it's going to have that handle, and then it's going to have a very daggered blade. So about that long. Keep in mind I wear XXL gloves. I forget what the overall length is on this. This thing is nightmare sharp. So a lot of people ask why I did this, shadow box the scales, because I wanted to have jimping for grip here for reverse grip. And then I also wanted to be able to have a glass breaker. So Bill Padge, Bill, I thought you were already a member. Yeah, that's a Stonefish. So I got issued a bunch of different knives when I was in the military. And especially when I went to expeditionary combat. Oh no, it's a full dagger. It's full double-edged. So the edges are going to be like, you're still going to have this thumb ramp, and then there'll be a choil further back here in this area. So there actually will be it's a little bit shorter edge on one side, but it's a full dagger. But yeah, I didn't ever, well, you're a Marine, like Logan, you got an EGA on your shit. So I was issued the Cold Steel SRK. I was issued, what else did we have? We had the Harsey Hunter, the Gerber Harsey Hunter, that we got issued. And I never liked any of them. I had the K-bar. I had the little short K-bar. I didn't like any of them. They just never quite did any of the things that I wanted to do. And so I just designed this because you can definitely fight with this. This is actually this is a fighting knife. It's got all the trappings. It's got all the stuff you'd want to fight with. It's got your skull cracker. It is very, very capable in that role. But I can also make tent posts, tent stakes, and do minor, small kitchen tasks, camp tasks with this. And it's in 20 CV, so it's not going to rust. I haven't had this out for a while. I love this knife. I'm proud of this design. I am proud of this design. I'm not going to lie. I just wish it sold better. As in, like, any. So they're still out there, guys. They're still out there on shelves at vendors. Vendors didn't buy them. So a lot of them, like, everybody's like, oh, they're sold out everywhere. I was like, oh, they must have done well. I was like, no. Vendors bought like 2 or 3 and then sold over the course of a few weeks. And so vendors never bought any because it took them a while to offload them. So We Knife Company actually is still sitting on that entire stock of those knives. They're just sitting. I don't know what they're going to do with them. I need to get Seth a call from We Knife Company. You had that fake airman's knife is what you had. You had that Ontario Aircrew knife that looked like a K-bar, but absolutely was not. Let's see. Guys, hang on just a second. I got to go do something. I will be right back. It's only going to take me a second. I'll be right back. There we go. I'm back. I had to get the allergy spray into me. I saw, what was this? Saw 12 days ago an online retailer that lives in East Side Melbourne. Well, that's right, Todd. Josh, you're in No, I had to go get my allergy spray into me. I can't breathe. What did you do, Ethan? What were you sharpening or messing around with or grinding? Did the grinder get you? 4 stitches? Hell, that ain't even worth the trip. I don't go unless something seriously is wrong. Like, if it's not at least, like, I'm like, that's like 2 stitches. We ain't going nowhere. I mean, like, hell, I stabbed myself clear through my hand. It didn't get, like, Tina was like, I can't believe you didn't go to the fucking emergency room. I was like, why? I mean, like, you can still see the line where it, like, okay, so that's where it came out right there, right? You can still see the line where the entire knife went through my hand. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you all something right now. The spine whack test is the most worthless fucking test in the world. I don't know why you would do one, because the fact is, like, any scenario that would put you in a situation where that knife would fail like that, you have done something wrong. Like, the only scenario I could think is if you were using that knife for self-defense, you got slammed into a wall, the knife snapped up against, the tip hit a brick wall, and it snapped shut. That is the only time I could see you being in a situation where a folding knife would need to, you know, that's the only time that a knife would be. Stop doing spine whack tests. Like, people are like, oh, spine whack test. Why? Is that how you use your knife? You use the spine of your knife to whack on things. Like, buy a fucking hammer or a fixed blade. If that's what you're going to do, buy a fixed blade. Spine whack test. Stop. It's another thing we don't need. Here's the other thing. Length, width, thickness. A knife is not tall. A knife is not a person. How tall is your knife? 6'2". It's not a person. Dimensions, historically, the one that made me mad, EMP Knives did it. Blade height, No, there is no blade height. If anything, blade height is when you lay it down flat, which would be thickness. Blade stock thickness, blade width, blade length, length, width, height. When you went to school, there were 3 dimensions you used to figure out volume, right? Length, width, height. That's your volume. That's your dimensions. What Laura do? I'm just getting back into knives after 30. Oh, Jesus. 30 years, had no money. I'm trying to get up there. Just getting back into knives after 30 years, have no money while my kids were small. But now that I've quit smoking, I use my cigarette money on knives. I quit. You know what? I had someone tell me, they're like, do you know how much money? You know how much money you would save every month you quit smoking? And I quit smoking. And they're like, you would save this much. You could have a Corvette. I quit smoking in 2001, the year after we got married. No, 2002, 2003, the year after we got married, 2001, 2002. Anyway. When did we quit smoking, Yuka? Oh, she's not out here. That was the clothes hamper. So at any rate, guess what I still don't own? I still don't own a Corvette. I got a lot of knives, though. I probably could have owned a Corvette if I hadn't bought all those goddamn knives. I probably got $30,000 for knives in this house. Sneaky snake. There's a snake in my boot. You're still paying for the tobacco. Bugler, last time I saw Bugler, it's still expensive. Mike should be a teacher for knife theory and application. No, I just like, as much as I love Jared, he's like, oh, it's a tall knife. No, it's not a tall knife. It is a broad knife or a wide knife. Width, length, thickness. Those are the 3 dimensions. Height is not a dimension. Height is a descriptor. Like, how tall is somebody? What's their height? At any rate, I digress. I will get off my soapbox. Stop saying that. It's dumb. I think I'm going to get this out and carry it for a while. I haven't carried my tie light for a while. This thing actually is balanced pretty well for throwing, but I don't want to have to buy another one, so I don't throw it. This had a really thick blade, and it got one of my full cut. This has an Aiden XM24 type of bevel, full convex, broad bevel on that, and it's still pretty sharp. At least it should be. Let's see. Let's see. It's still real sharp. Cold Steel's OS 8, man. You couldn't go wrong with OS 8A. They did a good job on it. Yeah, there you go. XYZ. People still screw it up. Hell, I about sliced my pinky off with a Benchmade Infidel, cleaned it, put some stern strips on the bandage, and went. And there's, I mean, I have to, because I am really susceptible to infections. So there's a lot of times, but I cleaned that out real good. I haven't had any issues with it. Huh? Are they getting popular? What getting popular? These? I just happen to like my tie light. It's got a little blade play though. It could be because I have thrown it a few times. I don't know what we're talking about. Ooh, I just cut myself. Just a little, not a lot. Your hollow grinds. I still don't know. Oh, no. This is a really thick blade because it's oh wow, that is cool. That's pretty neat. You got to admit, that's pretty cool. Marriage is expensive. Marriage is expensive. Kids are expensive. It's just these style blades are really thick because they don't have a lot of time to transition, because everybody's like, oh, it's not a very broad blade. But if you look, you've lost half of that blade, and then that swedge comes down. So, god damn, I got myself again. This thing, stop biting. Put him in the corner. I didn't like this knife when I first got it. And then I threw it a few times, and then I realized that I could thin the edge out, and I added a half-assed choil in it, just enough to. What's my most carried folder? It's a toss-up, Logan, between my Ferrum Forge Archbishop and my Norseman, which is currently in my waistband of my pajamas. She got a touch up because I use it all the time. She got a touch up. I still haven't finished the good strap on it yet. I just kind of finished. It's still got a little bit of burr. It needs a little bit of touch up. Knife collecting is expensive. Yes, it is. Let's see. I mean, it's got some spots that are still a little rough. I can feel them in there. So I sharpened it a little bit, and then I was like, that definitely, that's better than it was, but it needs it. I think it needs a full field dress. I think I need to take it all the way down and just sharpen it from like 100 or from 220 up. I need to just start at 220 and just set a new edge on it. Every once in a while, you'll notice that you can't, like most of the time, if you're taking care of your knives, you can take your knife and throw it on a 400 grit stone and start there. I think that I used this enough that I just need to reset the edge completely. And so, because I can feel there's little spots where it's still not great. But my Archbishop is over there and thing. After that, I would have to say it's probably my Microtech DOC, my Riat Horizon D, and my Sebenza. That's something I haven't carried in a while. I haven't carried my Sebenza in a little while. I get my antibiotics in through me. Before any of you say anything, yes, I'm taking antibiotics with beer. Yes, I know that some antibiotics do have adverse effects when taken with alcohol. However, this one's not. I looked it up. It was, oh, you shouldn't take antibiotics with alcohol. I'm like, really? I never heard that. They're like, oh, yeah, do this. It can do that. It can do this. It can do that. And I was like, really? So I looked it up. There's like 4 different types of antibiotics you shouldn't take. And the one I'm taking, absolutely not one of the ones that it matters on. Yeah, here's the thing. I love this knife. I love carrying it. I love using it. But I know that every time I do that, I'm going to have to sharpen it. And now, like I said, we're at a point where I don't know. What's the forward leading edge look like on this? Let's see. Oh, that forward edge is great. Yeah, that forward edge is perfect. Touch up my Lansky crock sticks and sharp maker. I like doing that. I like just doing touch-ups. I have a ceramic rod. I might try and see. Let's do it right now. Let's see. We'll get our. Let me grab my stuff. These are my touch-up tools for this. Since I'm making a mess anyway, and you guys are hanging out, I may as well do it. As a lefty, thank you for the Ferrum Forge video day. I don't own any lefty knives, just a lefty. Well, those weren't your average lefty knives either. Those were really. So this is the ceramic rod I use. This is the one from Edge Pro. Edge Pro. Cody and those guys make some really, really good kitchen ceramic rods. See if this, I'd much rather do it this way than actually do a full sharpening. I'm not sure if that's going to work. So, what's this? There was a video where it was sharpening. Oh, yeah, you shouldn't. Because the whole thing is you can't convex that forward edge on a wicked edge. You can't. And I can't tell you how many I fixed. John recommends me have to have a HVMAV home measuring contest. I have no idea what that means. Not a clue. A hone measuring contest. I think this is I guess a 12-inch. Because I'm almost able to. Yeah, it's like a 12-inch. It has to be like a 12-inch because I can almost get all the way across that. When would you use ceramic versus strop? Well, like right now, when it's at a point I'm about to use my strop. When I kind of need to reset the edge, that's when I would use ceramic. But I wouldn't just use a ceramic because ceramic's still going to make a burr. So I'm always going to strop it. Let's see, how's that? Ooh. Oh, yeah. I don't think I need to sharpen it. I have a strop that one of my YouTube subscribers made for me. Miss Marla White. I wish I still had her info. I haven't heard from her in a while. I'd like to hear from her, see if she's still making these. Let's see. Did that bring us? Yeah. Okay, so I don't need to. Cool. Yeah, there we go. So it probably is going to need to be sharpened sometime soon, but that's seem to do the business. How do you see burnt edges from factory knives? I don't see them all that often, but I'm not going to lie to you. That 80-20.5, pretty sure that edge was burnt. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if the edge was burnt or if the steel's bad, because I got an edge set on it, but I'm not 100% happy with it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I've thought about doing a couple of those things like that, but with Cole's better at video editing than I am by far, by leaps and bounds. It takes me forever, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it takes me forever to get videos done. I literally spend hours and hours editing and trying to fix audio and transitions and fixing things and stuff like that. But yeah, that was pretty good. Did you guys see the one I did with me and PDM? So I'm going to try and do something similar, but you should have sent it to me so I could try and sharpen it. I was going to see if Cole wanted to come on. Originally I had someone that was supposed to be a guest, and we had talked about it last week, and then they canceled, and I talked with Bob Terzuola, and Bob was like, I can't do it this Friday. And I was like, crap. And then I reached out, like he told me that like within minutes. I called Bob and he was like, oh yeah, sorry, Mike, I can't do it this week. I was like, okay. And I reached out to Advanced Knife Bro, and he was telling me, he's like, let's play it by ear. And I was like, I didn't hear it. He's like, I'll let you know closer to Friday. And I was like, I told him yesterday, I was like, look, I appreciate it and everything, and I don't want to sound like a dick, but I don't want to have somebody like last minute that I've got to try and jump through hoops and announce and let people, because I want as many people as possible. And it's not because I want more people for the traffic, because I don't make shit on these live feeds. The only money I make is when you guys donate a super chat. And so I just want more people to be able to get to see the conversation between like guys like me and Pete and me and Judge. I want to try and get John Grismo. But John is adamant that he's just too busy to do a live feed. And I was like, I get it. But how do you see how many total subs you have? You go to the studio, YouTube studio, and then click on analytics. And on the right-hand side, you should see a live count thing, and you click on that and it'll bring up a big number that looks like. So you go to analytics. Come on. I'm trying to show you what it looks like. I can't show you everything because I'm not allowed to show you my income. So you go to analytics tab on the dashboard, and then you go to, on the right-hand side, there's a real time, and you can see your live count subscribers. And I'll show you guys why stuff has been so rough. And it's no one's fault. I don't want to try and blame Jared or anything. Oh, it's you again. Guess what? Are you going to come in here and try and ask for free shit like you do on everybody else's channel? But at any rate, so everyone could see why. I don't dig that shit. So you can see why. This is why. You see this here? So we had a big jump in subscribers. I gained them. And I gained them, and I lost them all. And that is why you're seeing this, because YouTube is not acknowledging new subscriptions. Because while I gained all those subscribers, and on paper, it still looks like, according to my analytics, that I gained like 100 and something subscribers over the last period. What happens is, yeah, on paper, I gained 100 subscribers total, but I actually lost close to 1,200 because I got to 700 and they dropped off, and it got to 700, it dropped back down again. And when that happens, yes, on the analytics, it shows, yeah, I gained 100 subscribers, but to the algorithm, I lost 1,200. And they're like, we're not going to recommend his videos to people if he's losing that many subs. So it was an unforeseen turn of events with that whole giveaway thing. It's not Jared's fault. I wish we had thought of a better way to do it. I wish we, instead of using channel links, had used a video link, so that like, hey, go check these videos out on these channels and subscribe while you're there. That way the link to was the video. That way you watch the video, then subscribe. It would have been a little bit more organic that way. So it was, I'm actually going to do this. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. So apologize. While I was sitting here thinking about it, because that dude's notorious for coming in and trying to scam free shit, and I don't want to hear. He's done it a bunch of times on a bunch of different channels. We talked about it on a bunch of other stuff. we were talking about it with a handful of people that he was doing that on, panhandling. And so we talked about it, and I was like, you know what? I just wanted to make sure. And the second he started with the Marine here, no one introduces themselves like that. Not even Logan. He's got a goddamn EGA on his shit. Yeah, I did. Because that's one of those dudes that was pulling the same shit that Monster Racing was doing, and basically panhandling, just trying to get free stuff. Where can I get free knives? Where can I get free stuff for this? And I was like, you know what? I don't want it. So kind of the thing that kind of put me off once I found out. We found it. He was on a list of scammers that were scamming a bunch of different channels and just trying to get free stuff. He was on here the one time with Polly, and then Polly was, oh, hit me up after this, and he was like trying to get free stuff from Polly, and Polly was like, get the fuck out of here. Purple Heart Barbecue with buddy Paul. Veterans usually don't play it like that. I don't know if you guys know that. At least I don't. The ones that I do. Aiden knows what I'm talking about. We were talking about that. Who did we have on that was talking about that after he left? Aiden, remember we were talking about that in a feed. I can't remember. It might have been Sugar Shane. It might have been Shane that was talking about that time. The Medford USMC flipper, but it's kind of pricey. I saw a couple of them. I actually had one come in that I filmed for a giveaway at Ember Shirt Co. Guys, I don't know. No one has sent me a picture. I know that at least a couple of you guys have my merch. If you guys buy my merch, send me a picture. I'll post the picture up in videos. If you don't want your face shown, we'll just block your face out. I can blur your face. So what did Nathan say? Get Don Shipley to check his DD214. Yeah, it does annoy me, and I don't like it. I don't introduce myself that way. You know, the one that gets me. I know we're off the topic of knives because we've stayed on topic of knives pretty much all evening. When I go someplace on Veterans Day, and it's like when we go to Knott's Berry Farms, when they do the salute to the troops, everybody there is just, I'm wearing all of their like military garb, their veterans hats, their unit identifier T-shirts, their fucking Navy patches on their bags and stuff. And I was like, you know, it's cool to be proud of it. Like, I'm proud of my military career. I'm proud of everything I did in the military, but I don't like try to shove it in people's faces. Like for me, it's more of a thing that I reflect back on and enjoy. I don't need, as a matter of fact, I don't want, to tell you the truth, I don't want people to thank me for my service, because the fact is I love my job so much that it was a pleasure. You don't have to thank me. So, isn't that Medford USMC flipper really big? Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. You guys hear that? The freeway is 2 blocks of houses over. God damn it. I don't know. You guys can't see it. It tells me that there's only one person here. Now it says there's 30. Yeah, that's. I don't even have any military tattoos. I had tattoos. I don't have my bell, but thanks. Ding, 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 ding. Zach, have you tried the new emojis? Somebody's showing the emojis. They're down below, the custom emojis. You got broccoli head and Sharpie. If you type in Brocky Boy, BROCI, capital BROCI, capital BOI, no spaces, it brings up the broccoli head. Yeah, I have my name tattooed. There you go, Zach. There you go. I wish I could see him, but I don't know. So you guys know, anybody that just logged in, Zach, I don't get to see it. That's what it looks like for me. I do believe that guy on a motorcycle is being chased. No Navy tats? because I didn't necessarily know if I was going to stay in the Navy the entire time. I was thinking about doing a blue to green. I was gonna go blue to green for a warrant officer package for the Army. And I was like, you know what? It just never worked out. And there was too many downsides. There was a helicopter pilot program that I was trying to get into. And there was too many downsides to it. So here's the thing. I didn't want to be stuck with that for the rest of my life. So I just didn't get it. Why does it tell me there's only one person here? That is so weird. It was doing that in the live feed today. So he got it. Oh, no. It's different. It's different. You can't do the same thing. It's different. I heard police sirens and shit coming. Yeah, I do too now, but it goes right. It's like it goes to 1 and then it goes back to 30. And I'm like, what? I mean, Ethan, in all fairness, you got 4 stitches. What did you expect them to give you? You get Percocet? I'm allergic to the numbing agent. I get stitches and they're like, yeah, see you tomorrow when we come in to clean it. I'm picking, Ethan. I'm picking. I know it hurts. It hurts less once they stitch it. I had a doc ask me one time, I'd just gotten some stitches done with no, because I'm allergic to all the numbing agents like Novocaine, lidocaine, xylocaine. I'm allergic to them. And so they were like, the doctor had stitched it and he was all nervous because he was stitching me with no numbing agent. And I was like, doc, don't be worried. Don't worry about it, doc. You're not going to feel a thing. Trust me. We got done and he looked at me and he goes, I got to ask, what's it feel like? And I was like, oh, now that there's no air getting to that deep cut, it feels so much better. It's like, I was like, oh, you mean the actual stitches? It feels like a bee sting. It literally does. It feels like a bee sting. I'll tell you what is worse than the actual needle in and out. Cause those needles they're thin and they're really fine needles and they're hooked. So they in and out real quick. It's not the needle that hurts. I'm not going to bring anyone on. We got like 30 minutes left. It was, plus YouTube doesn't let you show blood. Really, that video of me stabbing myself in the hand, got demonetized. But at any rate, it's the thread. The thread pulling through is the worst. It's not the needle. The needle's nice and sharp. It's the actual suture material that comes through. Feeling that, and then when they actually tie the knot, it's a little tight. It's not bad. Like from what I understand, because I've never really been numbed, because we found out that I was allergic. It's like that sounds way worse. What everybody's talking about, guys. Now it tells me there's no one here. That sounds way worse than the actual. Just getting it done. Looking for an ADV Alpha or Pit Boss. Any experience with them? I had the Pit Boss in for a review. If you want to go back and find the video, Logan, it was a pretty good knife. I liked it a lot. It was relatively large. I think it was a little bit bigger than I would have wanted. I haven't got to see the mini yet. So I like the Pit Boss. I have not gotten to handle. Oh, did Dick have one of his epic meltdowns? You're selling your mini Pit Boss. Why don't you let me do a video about it and I'll see if I can't try and sell it. I'll put it up. I'll put it up for sale for you. Yeah, see, I would rather just have it. I'll tell you what, the one that hurt, I stood up under a piece of sheet metal at my friend's house at his garage, and it had a bent. He had cut a piece of sheet metal with aviation snips. And so, he had a couple little curly cues of metal hanging down. And I stood up under I stood up under, I had pushed some stuff up under his workbench, and I stood up and I got right up my back and laid my back open. And I had to have like 5 staples in my back. And the nurse that just seems to always be on duty when I get stitches, she's like, well, I put 5 staples in your back. And I was like, oh, I know. And she goes, that's right, you felt them all. I'm not gonna lie, the staples are quick, but they hurt way worse and they hurt worse coming out. Like, I take my own stitches out. Yeah. The other thing, I've had cortisone shots, steroid shots, and I'm like, those hurt because a lot of times when they give you a steroid shot, they'll just put the numbing in first and then go in. But I've had them in my shoulder where it goes all the way into the joint, and it sucks. Aluminum. Logan, you ever cut yourself on a license plate? Yeah. I don't know what it is about cutting yourself on aluminum. It sucks. I don't know what it is, but I cut myself on a license plate. The hole where you put the screw in had gotten loose, and there was a little rivulet of it, and I cut my thumb. I was like, good God. I was like, that got me, a little fish hook of aluminum, and it got so sore. I was like, shit. They don't do shit. Yeah. I've never had success with the steroid shots. So, this sucks because guess what? When we get done with this, I am going to finish that mission on the Lost Order, Jedi Lost Order. I'm playing that tonight, and I don't care how late it is. Yeah, I'll try to remember to turn on the dryer. You could have just said it. My wife comes out with a piece of brown paper, like a napkin, that she has written on, when you finish your live, can you turn on the dryer? I'm like, yes. I'll tell you what, I've cut myself worse on, I don't know what the mini pit boss is. What is the mini pit boss? Chris, what's the mini pit boss? Can I ask? Okay, ask me a question about mini. You can ask me a question about Metal Complex. I mean, I don't know him. I've talked to him once or twice. I don't know him. It's weird using the mouse left-handed. So use it right-handed. I mean, it's not like, it can't be that bad. Yeah, you're right. Probably 80. Mr. DeVillers likes the S35VN, and I'm not going to lie, I don't dislike S35VN. Chris Williamson and I have vastly differing opinions. He's like, oh, I'm just done with S35VN. It's all played out. I was like, why? It's still good steel. That's that same thing that people say about 440C. 440C is good steel. I got a couple knives with 440C steel, and they're great. Yeah, it just sucks. Mini lead is D2. Oh, that's not the PB you were talking about. My bad. You know why we call plumbers? Because the old Latin name for lead, I can't remember what it was supposed to be, like plumbeus or something like that, which is why the table, the elemental chart table for lead is PB. And that's why we call people plumbers, because back in the old days, PB or lead was used to make water pipes because it didn't corrode and it didn't rust, and they didn't realize that they were poisoning everyone. So that's why lead is PB, because of the old Latin name for lead, and plumbers because they used to work on lead pipe. All goes back to something, right? Was Shopcat happy? Yeah, I posted up a couple pictures on Instagram, Stacy. You can't make a fist. Oh. lead should be fine. Have you guys ever heard the thought process of why the Romans started getting crazy? They served their wine, their acidic wine, in lead goblets because it would sweeten it, because it makes lead. What happens when you mix lead and acid, class? You get lead acetate. Lead acetate, also known as sugar of lead. It's sweet. It tastes like sugar. They would actually add lead acetate to wine to keep the bacteria down, but it would also sweeten the port when they would, and they've discovered all these things, but it also makes you stupid. So just curious about why he never collaborated with other knife YouTubers. It seems like everyone else does, like you, Jared, Cole, Lefty. Okay, so Jared and I started talking about a year ago, and I had never really collaborated with too many other YouTubers. I wanted to, and then I got to talking with Jared, and Jared knew all these people, and then I started talking to Cole, and I really like Cole. Like, I love Jared, but getting Jared on the channel, we can't get a word in edgewise on each other. With Cole, it's more like just us sitting back, and it's like two Ohio boys. I want to get me, Cole, and Bees together because Bees is literally 20 minutes from Cole. And it would be cool to have three Ohio boys on the live feed, and we just call it the Ohio. It'd just be Ohio. When I was a mechanic, I would cut my hands and arms all the time. You don't even notice until you start seeing blood. Yeah, it's the way I was when I was working on the gun systems. They used to use lead solder in pipes. Even after they got done using lead for pipes, they would still use the lead based solder. And so, I mean, it's just things that you learn over time. The Victorian age, they had lead pipes. We had lead pipes. We had old lead pipes in the gun school I went to, the barracks that I stayed in when I was in the Navy. When I first joined the Navy, I went to my first school in that barracks, and there was big signs on it: let the water run for if it's early in the morning, first thing in the morning, and the water fountain's been all day. You just put you had to let the water fountain run for like a minute or so. Lead paint has the most flavor. It's a little sweet. But yeah, that's 100% why they would do it. They would serve it in lead goblets because the acid in the wine would react with the lead and form lead acetate, and it would sweeten the wine. Seth, I'm from Seth. I got to know where. Because Southeast, I'm thinking Steubenville area, St. Mary's, Marietta, down southeast on the river. Because I'm not that far from there. Because I am from Coshocton, Zanesville area, Coshocton area. And my dad was born and raised in Cambridge, down around Marietta. Yeah, we used to go down there. It's like literally like maybe an hour drive from where I live in Coshocton area down past Cambridge, down to Marietta. And then that's where we would put in on the river and then just run down the Ohio River down through we would lock through. When we would fish tournaments on the river, we'd go down to Marietta and St. Mary's, and we would just shoot down the river and then get through the locks to different areas of the river and then come back before the weigh-in for the end of the tournament. I did a report on the state of Ohio when I was in the 4th grade. I've been a fan of it ever since. Never have been there, though. You know what the Ohio State flower is? I do. I do, too. It is the orange construction barrel because they pop up every spring. And Seth is going to go, ha ha, he's fucking right. Tell me I'm wrong. Every spring, them things pop up. I've never been down 77 South and been able to use both lanes. Never. I'm 47 years old. 77 south and north. They're always working on one of those lanes. Like every spring, those road cones pop up. Later, Stacy. Oh no, Stacy's not leaving. There's a snake in my boot. Later, snake in the grass. She was telling him goodbye. No, state tree is, fuck, I don't remember. Cardinal's a state bird. Buckeyes is a state fucking something. Carnation. Is it the carnation or is it? I can't remember. I think it's the carnation. Yeah, I think it's. Is it carnation or is it dogwood? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, carnation. I couldn't remember if it was dogwood or carnation. And the reason I say that is my grandfather always argued that dogwood was a much more beautiful flower than a carnation, and it should have been our state flower. My grandfather would every day, when the dogwood flowers were in bloom, that old man would go out and go for a walk in the morning before my grandmother would get up to make breakfast. And he would go out before the sun came up and go out and cut her dogwood flowers from the dogwood tree about a quarter mile up the road from the house. And he would put them in a glass and put them in the middle of the table every morning for that old lady when she would wake up. They had been married 60 years. My grandmother, after my grandfather died when she was really sick, I went home while she was really sick, and I got and cut down some dogwood, and I brought them in and I put them on the table. And I'm going to cry thinking about it. And she saw them and she's like, "Oh, my Harry." That's all she could think. I put them in the middle of the table in a juice. It wasn't even a juice glass. You know what it was? You know those glass jars that the glasses that dried beef come in? We had probably 60 of those. That's what we always drank out of because we were hillbillies. And I put some dogwood in that and I put it in the middle of the table. And she came out because she was sick. And I was in Virginia for a school. I want to say I was at Quantico for FBI sniper school. And at the designated marksman school at the FBI sniper course. I didn't go to the full sniper school. I went to designated marksman. And I drove home because she was sick. No, not mason jars. They're just these little, like a pop-out. You pop the thing off. They got stars across the top. They're like a little juice glass, and they're like about this big. And I put some dogwood in it because I was there, and I spent the weekend because I was only there for a couple weeks. I'd flown out from here, rented a car on the weekend because my grandma was sick, and I drove up and I put some dogwood in a cup on the middle of the table, and it made my grandmother's day. She passed away the year my daughter was born, the year after my daughter was born. So you guys never seen those? Like, that's the only juice glasses I ever drank. I didn't know people actually bought glasses. I just thought people got fucking dried beef because it was shelf stable. And when they turned it into gravy and put it on toast, they had a juice glass. And if one broke, you just ate some dried beef, and we'd have dried beef sandwiches. Let me see if I can find that. Come on. In glasses. So here you go. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I was even right with the stars. No, dried beef is not like beef jerky. It's salt. It's technically salted beef. A lot of times, if you're going to cook with it, you'll rinse it. It's really salty, but if you take three slices of it. So here you go, guys. This was the only. I honestly, I swear to God, guys, I did not know people actually bought glasses. You see this? This label would come off when you washed it. This popped off, you threw it away, had all the stars around it. They're about that tall. They're maybe 4 or 5 inches tall. I didn't know people bought, and I didn't know what Tupperware was. I don't know where Tupperware was. You know what we used? Cool Whip containers. I ain't gonna lie, I still got some Cool Whip containers that we reuse. You don't need anything else. That's what you use to make chipped beef with gravy. Yeah. Well, no, chipped beef is different. You can make shit on a shingle with it, but you want to wash that you'll have some really salty gravy. Free drinkware. Yeah. I mean, I have some of my grandmother's Corel plates and bowls. My wife and I grabbed 3 plates, 3 bowls, and 3. I mean, it's you don't have to worry about cooking it, Nathan. It's salted, so basically it's and 3 of the coffee cups that were my grandmother's Corel plates with the brown flowers all the way around them. I have the bowl, plate, and the cup for all 3 of us. Just because after my grandmother died, my wife loved my mom's mom so much, and she just wanted to have. We don't use them. She's like, I just want to have them. And I was like, okay. And so we have one for me, one for my wife, one for my daughter in the cupboard, but we don't use them because they were my grandmother's. I don't know where the coffee cups went. They're somewhere. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to end up getting into that fucking whole thing we got into last time when I was talking about the hate and divide that's going on in the country, but I do want to do this. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys need don't use the steel that came with your kitchen knives. This is what you're supposed to use. And these ones are nice because it even comes with a rubber end. Drop that right in my lap. It has that rubber end, so you set that on your counter so it won't walk around. And if you're not comfortable doing it freehand, you can set it down on the counter and it won't walk because it's got that little rubber foot. Put the cap on that, save it for later. But these are really, really good. Nice wooden handle. It's got a hook to hang it up with. Don't use the steel in your kitchen set on your knives. It's going to screw it up. This is what you need to use. And the nice thing is it starts to get all that black metal dust in it. All you need is take an eraser. Just clean up. I have an eraser on my workbench. Send your blades to Mike for Crazy Sharp. I actually am looking forward to having a lot of knives coming in. That's between Brian Nadeau and Alex Steingraber, they got almost 700 cards. So Broccoli Sharpie, Brocky Boy Sharpie, Broccoli Boy Sharpie, Brocky Boy Sharpie. No pull-throughs. There you go. Zach, always fun to have you here. We'll have to do it. We'll have to do a live feed again together. I know you're busy too. You got your own channel and stuff to do. I feel bad because I wind up having guys that have their channels, but I forget that I'm not allowed to work right now because the whole freaking coof thing. But we're not gonna get into that. But this is my whole thing. I just do live feeds and YouTube videos, and I film and I edit and then I do these videos. And I feel bad because I bogart some of these guys' times because I love having Jared on and I love having Cole on and I love having Zach on. I did that on purpose, Zach. So it's a lot of fun, but I know that they have their own lives and stuff. They can't just be hanging out with me, but I do enjoy it. And Logan, I know that there's some other companies that have it. I think that these are the most consistent ceramics. Their aluminum oxide stones are about the most consistent stones. The diamond matrix stones are probably some of the best diamonds if you're looking for something that is I wouldn't do Maximet on them because those stones are softer. They're more closer to an epoxy. But when it comes just to their abrasives, the quality of their abrasives, I don't think you're going to beat the Edge Pro stuff. I've had several ceramic rods over the years. And you could find, you'd run your finger up and down. You could find spots where there was imperfections and things like that. You're not going to find that in any of the Edge Pro hones. So, guys, I'm out of here. I want to play a video game for a little bit. I got to figure out how to get this last sphere moved down the hill with my force push on Jedi Lost Order. So Ethan found a spider coat, good CDP 189, and not a shit grind. Woohoo! Fuck, that's a unicorn. Bill Paget, welcome back to memberships. I know you were a member before. Did your lapse? Is that what happened? Because I didn't look. I know you were before. I've got to, guys. I have to add it. I have to add people to that. Videos that already been filmed. Monday is, I think, the last video that I have pre-filmed. I will get everyone's name added to that scroll up at the end sometime later. And on our way out, let's count it down. You guys like the countdown? I'm going to do it. You know why I'm going to do it? Because I like the countdown. Let's count our way out of here.
29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20. 19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
Night, guys. I just love that. Happiest I was when I found that because I needed a better countdown. Guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go say goodnight to my kid and turn the PlayStation back on. Later.